Welcome here to Soul Passages Astrology. This is Georgia Dempsey, your astrologer, and I promised myself once I got settled in, I was going to start making more astrology videos for you. So today's video is going to be about Neptune. I thought that was a really important topic to cover because right now, Neptune is playing such a big influence in our lives. Recently, she's been squaring off to Saturn. She's been opposing Jupiter. On the 13th of June, she's scheduled to go retrograde at 12 degrees of Pisces. And so I thought right now this would be a wonderful time to kind of delve into the meaning of this planet as it passes through our birth charts. And I'm going to do a series. So right now I'm just going to kind of go over the basic symbology of the planet. And then I'll talk more about the different houses in upcoming videos because I know it impacts each one of you differently. So for starters, Neptune was the son of Saturn, which made him a brother both to Jupiter and Pluto. And after that kind of strict, old, hard-to-please Saturn was overthrown, benefic Jupiter became god of the heavens. Dark Pluto started lording things over the underworld, and Neptune became god of the seas. And not only does Neptune rule over the oceans, but is related to fog, mist, haze, rain, ice, and other forms of liquid, such as medicines, drugs, poisons, and alcohol. Now, because of his link with such things as hard substances and fog, whenever Neptune is in a chart, he or she can bring in uncertainty, unclarity, deception, trickery, confusion, or even lies when found in a horoscope. Now, dreams and illusion also fall under his or her umbrella. Often they say her with Neptune, but and anyhow, this can pan out in several ways in a person's chart. With Neptune, you can delude yourself about things, be deceived by others, or use her mystical energy and intuition to understand the symbology found within actual dreams. And just as there can be a negative side to Neptune through guilt, playing the victim, addictions, and a true desire to escape from the harshness of reality, often in substance abuse, she also has many positive traits as well. And so much really depends upon how we choose to harness the energy. So just being aware of her presence and her energies out there helps us to make wiser choices. Compassion, mercy, and inspiration are positive traits that can also follow in Neptune's wake, for she is, after all, the higher octave of Venus. She can have a very spiritual and or psychic quality. For example, you guys have heard me talk about dreaming before. I have Neptune in my 12th house in Scorpio, and I do have very telling dreams upon occasion. I've also done charts for two other people who had Neptune in their 8th house, which is already kind of a mysterious house, if you ask me. And one of them was psychic, and the other one had a very unique talent for being able to see and talk to dead relatives on the other side on a really regular basis. So there is that spiritual quality. Things that are changeable, illusory, or hidden behind the veil are Neptunian in nature. Hypnosis certainly is related to this planet, for it allows you to travel to other realms and to subtly get at things that are hidden deep within your subconscious mind. And I know that myself for a fact because I've had 2 out-of-body experiences while under hypnosis. So definitely there is the art of travel and the possibility of travel to other places. Shamanism is also Neptunian in nature, for it has much to do with the symbolism and imagery that pops up in your mind while you're in this trance-like realm, and it has much to do with the hidden meanings of those symbols and images that come to your vision as you do your vision quests. So creativity is another trait that can be brought forth under Neptune's influence. Abstract thoughts, daydreaming, and visions can all be brought into reality. Creations in filmmaking, photography, graphic art, music, poetry, painting, and dance are all possible. And since Neptune is currently transiting in Pisces, that creative influence is greatly enhanced. Now, drug use, delusion, playing the victim, and hypochondria can also be a problem whenever or wherever Neptune is lurking. To get a full sense of how it can play out in your chart, it's wise to also look at the house placement of this planet. For example, Neptune in Pisces in the 6th could easily lend itself to being a hypochondriac, or for making some health problem very hard to discover, figure out, or discern. If she's drifting through your house of relationships, others may be practicing deceit or lies upon you. Or you too could be not so straightforward in your relationships with significant others. Dreams, hypnosis, and out-of-body journeys may be the purview of a 12th house Neptune. So you get the idea. You have to look not only at the planet, but the sign it's traveling through along with its current house placement. And that's something I plan to do for you as I create additional upcoming videos for Soul Passages Astrology. Now, often she operates beneath the surface of things in society. Therefore, Neptune can represent herself as the great deceiver or shyster, or maybe savior or redeemer, or the self-sacrificing partner who works quietly behind the scenes, and or a wonderful mystic. In the 1st house, she can make a person kind of chameleon-like, allowing that person to change their colors and their speech and their attitudes so they can blend in with any group. I always think of that movie where she goes, like you blend, only with this placement you do. Now, issues are often clouded when Neptune's around, making things seem different than they actually are. So that's why it's really important not to wear rose-colored glasses if you are under a heavy Neptunian influence. Though Neptune can represent some of our worst demons, such as alcoholism or playing the victim, she can also usher in angels into our lives as well. Her energy wants to protect the oppressed, the abandoned, and to help society's fringe elements and misfits. And so I think of things like passing out needles in certain parts of Europe to keep people from getting AIDS. That seems very Neptunian to me. Feeding the homeless, sheltering the homeless. That's a very high quality of Neptune. So if we harness her energy well, she can help you to connect to all that is, ushering a bright beam of heavenly light right into your soul. All right, my dear friends, thank you so much for visiting me here. And I will post some additional videos coming up about how Neptune hits and affects our different houses. And then I'm also going to talk about, what it means when she goes retrograde. How about when she squares off to Saturn, what she's been doing? And how about when she knocks heads with Jupiter or opposes Jupiter? So there's a lot of different ways this energy is going to pan out in our lives over the next few months. But wanted to share. Thank you so much. Peace, blessings, and namaste.